Right. Just hanging out, just chatting with you guys. Check it on YouTube. My favorite thing to watch on YouTube is scary videos. So enjoy.
Question: would you build a website for a major brand with more than 200 million users using Wix? Well, we did.
Coming up in this video, you might want to hold your mouth closed while watching this because these are the 30 scary videos that'll make your jaw drop.
What the hell?
Number 30, Whaled. Reaching dozens of feet in length and weighing some tens of thousands of pounds. It's a wonder that the incident in this next video doesn't happen more often. Posted to TikTok by Brujita Marak. A small fishing boat was on its journey back to La Paz when it was struck by a whale of unknown species off the coast of Mexico in Baja California. The area is known for whale watching. Everything from blue to gray whales, orca to humpback, call these Pacific waters home. Knocking the boat from below.
What the hell, dude?
Dunked the
You
vessel
kidding me?
underwater for a moment before launching those on board into the air.
This is crazy.
It's unknown if the whale suffered any injuries.
And that's so crazy just thinking about that. Like, everybody goes to space and wants to see what's going on with space, but what's underneath, dude? Like, seriously, what is underneath? You just don't know. I mean, the Earth is round and it's 75% water. So, yeah, there's probably creatures under there we're never going to see, nor will we go down those depths, dude. That's one thing I'm always scared about. See, I love the ocean as in my themes, but man, I am just, you don't know what's going on down there, basically. I mean, it could be hell, my theory is it could be an alien organization down there. They could have already been living here the whole time, but they've been underground this whole time. Who knows?
But 2 adults and 3 children on board were injured, with some hospitalized. This is why boats generally maintain a safe distance from enormous and unpredictable wildlife. This is just truly a scary event. Number 29, roller coaster evacuation. Are you afraid of heights? Here's one more reason to be. Published by Tyler Kochi in April of 2020. This YouTuber got evacuated off the 300-foot Millennium Force roller coaster at Cedar Point. While Tyler was on the coaster, a woman took her seatbelt off. This triggered a system sensor, which shut down the ride. The ride operators convinced the woman to put her seatbelt back on so the ride could resume. But once she complied, it wouldn't start back up again. 30 minutes in and they were still waiting for the ride to restart.
So we're still on Millennium Force. It's been
Hanging in the air near the top of the climb. Due to safety concerns, the park's engineers spent an hour and a half trying to fix the ride rather than manually evacuate it. Still, they were unable to get it going. They were forced to evacuate. Due to weight restrictions, only 2 or 3 passengers are allowed on the elevator at one time, making the process super time-consuming. And considering the incline, also very dangerous and scary. The engineers climb into each car, releasing the passengers using special keys that lift the restraints. They then harness the riders so that they're secure while being lifted into the elevator. Remember, this is all at a height of around 200 to 300 feet.
once they are secure, they then clip them to the train.
I've had moments like that, man. I remember when Astroworld was over here in Houston, and you know, the rides was freaking. I mean, they were like, let's just say, old as hell. And I remember there's a lot of times that the ride would actually stop because of that. And I'm just thinking, dude, I don't want to be like that black dude that fell off those damn. Because I was a chunky man even more than I am now. But yeah, I had a moment one time I was on the ride, and it started jerking left and right. I think it was I'm trying to remember which ride it was. I think it was the mind bender or whatnot, and it kept going around in circles. But that seat, like chair, the seat belt or whatnot, it was like tight as hell, and I was just like, bro, I couldn't breathe, dude. I almost felt suffocated. And then I've had other rides that it was too loose. I remember my girlfriend at the time. I actually had to hold her as we were going because the seat belts wasn't really working right. So that's my biggest fear, man. Being up that high and being stuck, dude, that fucking sucks.
and support structure, and then lift them carefully over into the elevator.
While many might be disappointed that they didn't finish the ride, others might call this the ultimate adrenaline rush. I also can't imagine how embarrassing this must have been for the person who took their seatbelt off, since it caused all this after all. Number 28, in the cement. What's happening in this video is a
Commercials.
mystery.
Lord help me.
These are the Simons. This is their idea of going all in.
Shut up.
Posted to TikTok by the King Horror, the scary video shows someone in a full black veil pointing insistently at a cement rock. I assume the veiled figure must be a seer of some kind. The person seems to be indicating that there's something inside. A man takes a hammer and starts.
Oh God, I hate those people. I swear to God, man. I remember when I was growing up, man, when it was 2000, 2000, that everybody was worried about the end of the world and all that. And she reminded me of that. I don't know how many times I've seen that half the time with people. It's like, bruh, you're not mystical. You're not like a higher being, man. You might be talking to God, but you're not like, that kind of personality. And I remember once the world did not end then, the guy that was in the news basically, backtracked to what he was. I'm just like, bro, people are just weird.
To break the cement. The seer keeps pointing at the block. The man pulls out what looks like a nail. He continues breaking it, eventually pulling a cloth of some kind out of the cement. One commenter,
A cloth,
Raza,
really?
may know the context of this video. She writes, the woman is possessed by a good jinn who guided them to where there is hidden black magic. As terrifying as it may seem, others in the comments say that the Imam spoke to the jinn and the aforementioned magic that they found was cast on a young girl. Some believe the Imam can break the curse. What do you think of this? Is Raza correct about what's happening in this video? I don't know if we'll ever get a firm answer. Number 27, Fox Wolf. Why did the Fox Wolf cross the road to frighten TikTok?
What the hell? Man, like I said, nature is crazy. You just don't know what kind of animals are out there in the world, man. Nature makes weird things. I didn't know they had a wolf that was like almost like a freaking dog-shaped fucking legs or whatnot. Jesus, that's crazy, man. Wow.
Viewers, of course. Posted to TikTok by Mufwaz and originally posted by Being Okay Tay. This mysterious video shows an animal stalking a residential neighborhood, but it's not your ordinary animal. The creature looks like a cross between a wolf, a fox, and a horse. Some in the comments think it's even hyena in appearance. You might be
Nah, I don't think it's a
that this is
hyena.
CGI or something out of a Brothers Grimm fairy tale, but this is an actual creature. It's called a maned wolf, the largest canid in South America. According to Smithsonian, it's neither fox nor true wolf, but a distinct species. So before you try to curse this demon creature into oblivion, Google it, or...
And that's what's even crazier, dude. Like, there's so many animals out there that we won't even see in our lifetime or whatnot, or they extinct before we even were taken. We became, man, basically on Earth or whatnot, man. Because how many times you keep seeing like dinosaur bones being like found in weird spots and stuff like that. Sometimes I wish I could be in the dino world. Obviously not to get eaten, but just to experience all the animals that were around that time, because It's crazy now. And what's worse is we're growing. Humanity is growing. So there's so many, trees we're knocking down and things like that. So those animals, that's why we keep, seeing different bones of different dinosaurs and things like that showing up, or we keep finding them in weird spots, even in the ocean. So nature's crazy, dude.
Or, just steer clear, because it still looks like an unholy mix of demon creatures. Number 26, dragged. A child is seen running up the stairs, but this ghost sends her back down. Posted to TikTok by Mr. Scary Stories, the girl makes it to the upper landing, but seconds later she lets out a terrified
Okay,
scream.
we can tell.
She is then seen lying
Okay, we can tell she just slid her butt down. She literally just fell down and just slid down. That's one thing I can't stand, the like fake news kind of thing, or fake videos. That has to be fake. I know there's, supernatural things out there that grab you and things like that, but that's just fake, dude.
flat on her stomach as something drags her clear down the stairs. Was this a ghost? Or did she fall? As some in the comments are suggesting, TikToker Goatman draws a different conclusion. He writes, "This is why I don't trust stairs. They're always up to something. I think I'm gonna hold that stair rail extra tight after seeing this video." Number 25, ceiling collapse. This Bojangles famous chicken and biscuits restaurant in
What the
Greensboro
hell?
literally fell to shambles. The aftermath of what happened was posted to Twitter by Hollywood3. The footage shows chairs and tables crushed by the restaurant's roof collapsing.
Now, this part scares the hell out of me. As Americans, especially in the United States, we don't really renew or redo half of the, places in general. We just spend on ourselves and not really take care of our equipment, man. That's my biggest fear, man. You go to Galveston and you go to a restaurant and this kind of situation happens. They really need to have somebody going back there. I know OSHA goes around and does it, but they need to be more thorough in that, and it close them down if they don't. Because how many times have you seen like gas lines pop in the ground, or you see similar situations like that in the United States? Because nobody took care of it. Nobody did maintenance on it and stuff. Because think about it. Water, wood, any kind of equipment that we have, it wears down basically, and it either molts to like grounded crap, or it rusted up like crazy. So it's crazy, man.
Debris is scattered around, and a large slab of ceiling is seen smashed across several chairs. While the ceiling tiles have broken away above, people were inside during the incident, but luckily no one was hurt. WXII 12 News reported that Bojangles has hired a contractor to investigate what happened, a stark reminder that nothing is as reliable as you might think. Number 24, what is happening? Always listen to your animals. They can tell when things are off. Published by Adam Mawson's Film Channel in February of 2022, Adam explains, "Last night I turned to see Logan, our dog, looking at the room door to the hallway, turning his head whimpering, while backing."
I have a story for this one. I used to live over my grandmother's house. My dad had a heart attack and passed away over there. And my grandmother, it happened upstairs in the far left, and his old room. And it was a 2-story house, and my grandmother used to always put candles, because there was when they were trying to rehab them or whatnot, he put like they put a stent in his arm, but the blood kind of gushed out, and he basically just passed away. He was already pretty much gone. But what my grandmother used to do, she used to put a candle in the cabinet, not the cabinet, but where you put your clothes at, you hang it, in the closet. There it is. Sorry, I can't talk right now. And when I did that, when she did that, I always asked my grandmother. I was like, "Why is it that you're doing that?" And she's like, "I don't want this, his evil spirit to keep coming over here." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And one day, after my grandmother had her stroke and she passed away, but she was like 80 something. But anyways, my cousin had a dog, a German Shepherd, not German Shepherd. That was a Rottweiler, a puppy. And one night, I remember like it was yesterday. I was sleeping downstairs because he was staying there, and that dog at night used to sit by the steps and just look up, and used to just, I don't know, almost like he saw something. That's one thing with animals. You just can't really figure out about them. They can see us and they can see ghosts too. That's crazy when it comes to nature, but that used to scare the crap out of me. Like, what did that dog see? Like, you don't really know.
Off, and the TV in the kitchen just turns itself on while I'm in the front room. Then today it happened again, but this time it got real. Let's see how real. Adam enters the living room and switches the TV off, then turns to look at his kitchen. Everything is still and in its place, but the second Adam tells the spirit to leave, a terrible crashing sound is heard.
Yeah, do not tell a spirit to leave. Do not do nothing. Just sit there and ignore them. Most time they'll just go away when it comes to spirits. When you egg them on like that, is usually when you'll start seeing things.
The kitchen again. Every
How many times have you seen Paranormal Activity kind of shit,
Turns around and the TV is on.
Damn, look at all that stuff open. I think the best thing to do when it comes to paranormal is ignore them. Especially when you go
Would
to
this send you
a place
running?
like that.
It probably should. I'd already be gone. Number 23. Now you see them. Always check your rearview mirror. Posted to TikTok by Kelly Valares. You're guaranteed to distrust technology after watching this scary video. Two friends are sitting in the car, looking at their backup camera, which shows the entire purview of the street. According to the camera, no one is in their vicinity, but when they turn around, two people are clearly standing there, not too far off. Turning back to their camera again, no one is there. Does that mean these people aren't people?
Okay, so it doesn't seem like. Oh my. Okay. People. Oh my.
That's just creepy.
No people.
I think only 2 times in my
Are
life
they
I had
ghosts,
something similar
skinwalkers,
happen to
or
me.
something else altogether? To add to the mystery, many in the comments note this was the last video ever
There was a time I remember I was with my friends, and there was this guy that was following me, or following us, like at night. One thing at night you should always do is pay attention to your surroundings. You don't know what's going to be going on out there. And I remember I was walking home with my friends, and we turned around and there was this guy following us, and he only followed for a couple blocks, then he left because I kept turning around seeing him. So who knows what he had done to me and my friend. But man, you gotta be careful, because that's the other thing I gotta talk about. There are so many creepy dudes out there and women. You don't have no idea what they thinking in their stupid head, because this world's crazy like that. They got a lot of cuckoo people out there, man, so be careful.
posted by this TikToker. What happened to Kelly? It seems for now we may never know. Number 22. On the stairs. After receiving a mysterious invitation, this YouTuber attended the designated time and place. This is what happened. Published by Japanese channel Clip Store. In April of 2022, the YouTuber enters the abandoned home, and in the silence hears a quiet knock. Shortly after, it's clear something is trying to open the door.
What was that noise? Huh.
The knocking grows louder and then becomes even more aggressive. Someone is trying the handle, but the ghost hunter doesn't let it in. as he's setting up a snack, he hears something behind him. He looks back but sees nothing, but the best is yet to come. As he's further exploring the house, he heads up a rickety staircase and encounters this. Who was that woman? Was she a spirit or alive? And what was she carrying in her bags? Perhaps this was the mysterious letter writer who invited him to a nightmare picnic. I think this is the right time to get the heck out of there. There's no telling if the invitation was friendly or not.
Oh shit. My bad. I got him.
The knocking grows louder and then becomes even more aggressive. Someone is trying the handle, but the ghost hunter doesn't let it in. Later, as he's setting up a snack, he hears something behind him. He looks back but sees nothing, but the best is yet to come. As he's further exploring the house, he heads up a rickety staircase and encounters this. Who was that woman? Was she a spirit or alive? And what was she carrying in her bags? Perhaps this was the mysterious letter writer who invited him to a nightmare picnic. I think this is the right time to get the heck out of there.
Yeah.
There's no telling if the invitation was friendly or not.
Yeah.
Number 21.
Time to run.
Into the deep. If you have thalassophobia, aka a fear of deep or vast water, this video is bound to trigger you. Posted to TikTok by Enigma, this scary video looks below the surface. Starting above, you see the cameraman surrounded by rocks and glassy water. He then takes his camera below, where you see he is at least waist deep and is standing on a cliff edge. The water beyond is pitch black, and as he steps off the ledge, he is taken down into the deep darkness until his feet disappear. The unknown swallows him completely.
These are the Simons. This is their idea of going all in. Pun intended. This is them doing things the old-fashioned way. This is how they feast their eyes. And here they are, straight up feasting. This is where they like to find them.
Hate commercials.
Where is the bottom? Is there even one? Well, many in the comments are scared of the deep.
And that's what I'm talking about right there, man. You just don't know what the hell's down there when there's no light and you're literally in the dark. Like I said, we're so infatuated with the space and how, we're up there going through different planets and exploring, but why don't we just start exploring the Earth? It's a lot cheaper, I'm sure, compared to having all that fucking fuel and all that crap going up into space. So
deep darkness. Others are more terrified of what creature may lie below. TikToker N writes, what if they are directly going into a huge creature's mouth? Before you panic, just don't think about it. Number 20. Underground shelter. What might you find while exploring an abandoned underground shelter? ILBN Bono Paranormal is about to show us. Published in May of 2022, the YouTuber quickly discovers he is not alone. Although this might be the time to turn around. ILMN continues on, and he probably shouldn't have, as he enters deeper into the shelter.
yeah, that's one thing I'm never gonna be in my life, is either a ghost adventure or something like that bad. Sometimes you're like in a time loop, and you're not really going to basically a blink in time you're going to be going through. You know, that ghost has probably been there for decades, and you're disturbing their peace, their atmosphere. You're in their world. So if I'd have heard some noise, I'm going the other direction. The hell up out of there.
Something disturbing happens. This begs the question, who is sheltering here? And is it human or something else entirely? Number 19, poltergeist in the bathroom. A man sets up a camera in his bathroom. He turns off the light. 2 hours and 18 minutes later, he returns to find this. Posted to TikTok by the Willow Project. This bathroom is the site of some crazy poltergeist.
I have a story for that one. When I was a kid, I used to go to my friend's house, and they, I used to hang out, play with Army men or whatnot. And I noticed that his house had like a bunch of porcelain dolls, like lined up, like stuffed animals lined up on the dresser. And I was just like, what the hell? And I didn't say anything. So I went to the restroom to go take a piss. And all of a sudden, this is back in the days, because I'm 41 years old. This is back in the days when toilets didn't flush by itself. And it flushed by itself. I was scared as hell. I'm like, what the hell? So I went in the living room where my friend's mom's at, and I said, what's going on? And he's like, oh, there's a ghost that lives here. And they said like it was freaking nothing. I was just like, what? He's like, yeah, somebody died here, and that's why we got a discount on this house, and he lives with us. He don't really mess with us. He messes with our equipment, but he doesn't mess with us. So I got petrified. So I went back to my friend's room, and he had a bunch of stuffed animals up there. He told me to, because he had a double bed. He had actually 2 beds. So basically he was on his side of the bed, and I was on my side, right? And he's like, watch this. So he put the bear on from the front side and moved it all the way to the other side. And he told me to kneel, under the covers and look at it. So I get under the covers and I'm looking at it, and I see the bear get up, move from one side to another, back to the front. It's almost like that person liked it that way. Who knows? It might have been a kid. Who knows? Because you're not really going to know the whole story, especially when you get some of these homes. Basically, my assessment of that is most things have a bad juju, especially if you commit suicide or you commit, any kind of, death in general, or revenge death or something like that. And sometimes that bad residue stays there, basically, or the person just didn't want to leave, didn't want to go up, didn't want to go down, so they just want to stay dormant. So it's crazy.
Activity. After the man shut the light off, it flicks back on by itself. Unexplained noise ensues, and then the sink cupboard door flies open. The
That's
faucet
crazy.
turns on full blast, and more cupboard doors flip open. What does this ghost want?
Even though, it could be a person with a bunch of ropes on the other side of the camera, that it's a possibility.
Some warn the TikToker that the more they interact with it, the stronger the poltergeist will become. Others wonder about the price of that water bill. But TikTok user 490-267-2364834 would like to put this phantom to work. She writes, why are ghosts always opening cabinets? Can't they do something productive like mop the floor?
Nope.
Gotta say, I agree with this one. Number 18, Quest Haven Encounter. Quest Haven in the Elfin Forest of California is the site of an abandoned insane asylum and a cult house. Urban legends of life takings, curses, and paranormal activity have long attracted interested parties to the place. This is one of those parties. At around 8:30 p.m. on October 17th, 2006, these friends were heading to Quest Haven, where they found they were not alone. Published by Ryan Pearson, the friend group is driving along a dark highway at night. As they approach the gates, they see someone. They quickly reverse their car to leave the place.
Yeah, we'll get the fuck out of here
driver
myself.
says it was a quote old
Fuck
bald
this
guy.
shit, I'm out.
Let's wait till we go over. There's somebody there. Is it on video? No. There was somebody right there. Are you serious? I'm not kidding you. There was someone standing there? Yeah. Come on, talk to the camera. There was someone standing there? There's some old bald guy. Are you serious? Yes.
While you may not have seen the figure during the first watch, a slowed down clip shows the figure in greater detail. You can see him on the opposite side of the gates, standing to the left. He even appears to turn and look at the camera as they back up to drive away. Is this a ghost, as these friends believe?
Goodbye.
Or is this a living being, perhaps a caretaker of the haunted grounds? He's probably a bit of both. Number 17, in the alleyway. What is making this terrible sound? Post it to...
Why is alleyways always the most creepiest things to go to? I always wonder that. It's like every, alleyway you think of, it's either a killer or a rapist or something like that, man. They just should, just get rid of alleys.
To the Ghosts subreddit. That's what Familiar Worry is wondering, as he asks Reddit for their theories. The sound is like a harsh, raspy shrieking in the alleyway. From which direction it's coming, it's hard to tell. It seems like it's all around us.
What is Outplay? You play and it records. You can choose exactly what you want it to record, whether it be kills, assists.
For some context, the Redditor has added that the building nearby was built in the early 17th century. He writes, at the beginning it was a spa and a place where the poor were cared for. It became a medical center for patients with leprosy and other serious diseases. He goes on to explain that he's explored it before, and inside there are pentagrams, but he's never seen an animal or heard anything like this before. Regardless, most Redditors seem to think it is some type of animal, like an owl, a fox, a raccoon, or an opossum.
Hell no.
Others think it's a ghost opossum or a nightmare.
Story time again. One time I was taking the trash out, middle of the night, man. I never really did chores over my house. But anyways, I was taking the trash out, right? And I see this raccoon in the trash can, and I'm thinking to myself, basically get a broom and go away, right? So I'm walking up to the trash can, and I get to it, and I was about to hit it with a broom, and this damn possum turned back around and showed me his teeth. I ran like a little kid. I was like, ah!
But Redditor OKHawk8034 writes, what we're all thinking, I would lose my mind if I heard that sound in an alley. I definitely agree with that sentiment. I don't think I'd ever go exploring there again. Number 16, Buddhist Bungalow. While exploring a Buddhist bungalow in the forest, this paranormal investigator found himself being stalked by a phantom.
Hell no.
Published by Spooky Gotham in January of 2022, as Gotham first entered.
What's funny is half of these abandoned places are finally getting knocked down, and they're actually building homes and stuff. Do you want to live there? Especially if it was one of these haunted places. So I would be careful if you're moving to some of these areas that used to have a haunted house there or something. Because just because the house is not there doesn't mean they're not still there.
He's getting his camera set up when a strange noise is accompanied by this sighting. As he continues his search, a creepy guttural voice is heard, groaning through the bungalow. It almost sounds like chanting. Is this the ghost of a monk?
Nah, I doubt it.
Later, the ghost hunter is on an upper floor, looking down at two doorways. Look at the doorway on the right. A whitish figure appears there for a moment.
That's why I wish that, VR was like really good for Samsung. Because I had a Samsung VR when I, had, VR, Samsung was good. I haven't got a Alchemist or a Alchemist or the VR PlayStation VR. But one thing I did get, I want to get, is one of them, because when I used to have the Samsung VR, there used to be buildings just like this that a guy would actually 3D the whole thing, and you can actually look in there and see what things you see.
Moment before pulling out of sight. Do you see it? If this is a ghostly Buddhist monk, what is he doing here? And why hasn't he reached Nirvana?
எனக்கு கீழே சவுண்ட் கேட்டது தெளிவா இங்க பாருங்களேன் தெரியுமா
Number 15. Odd behavior. If this figure is human, what in the world is it doing? Posted to TikTok by Bianca Figuered. This mysterious figure was captured on security footage outside this residence at around 5:30 in the morning. The figure can be seen beyond the gate, bending forward, almost like it's searching for something on the ground. It takes a couple of steps forward and then bends again, walking forward in this awkward position and disappearing behind a wall. What does he want? Some in the comments think this person intends to break in. Others say he just wants to take their plan.
And how many of those key cameras on these doors, you know, these houses or whatnot, or even homes in general, keep catching people like that, man? Like, robbers are freaking stupid, in my opinion. It's like, dude, it's 2022. Everybody either has cameras inside their house or they have cameras by the door or something like that. It's like, bruh, they can see what the hell you're doing. And what they keep catching is, like, guys that want to come in, or road rage people. When they go in, they start acting stupid. This world's getting crazy. But one thing I do like is how cameras are pretty much on everything now.
Do you think he has ill intent? Or is there some other explanation for his creepy behavior? Number 14. Behind her. This video is already strange, but when you look at the background, that strangeness skyrockets. Published by Marianne Nofsu, a woman is giving her doll a baptism in a lake when she lets it drift out into the water. As the doll gets away from her, she chases after it. While doing so, she shifts her camera towards her, capturing this oddity behind her.
That's fake.
I'm in the river, and I'm having a baptism. Let's just let her go. Oh my god, wait, actually no. But anyways, I'm in the river. I hope there's like...
A figure in black standing at the water's edge. Who or what is it? Some are saying it's...
What kind of eyelashes are there? Oh my god, dude. That is way, way too thick, dude. I can't do that. You know, for understand women that do that, I mean, it just makes no sense to me. Like, yeah, it's cute to have them, but like, they get bigger and bigger and wider. Jesus Christ.
La Llorona, the vengeful ghost from Mexican folklore that roams the waterfront. Others are more concerned about the very faint scream in the background when the woman lets the doll go. This video has a lot of layers, and none are unraveling. Number 13. The Eyes. Submitted to the Chills Narrator subreddit by Accomplished Show 974. This Redditor wrote, WTF is that right under our neighbor's house? Let's watch their submission and see what they're talking about.
Can't see it.
I don't see anything.
There it is. I got it.
Yeah, that's fake.
What the is that?
Baby, look how big, wide that is. Look.
There was certainly some debate about this video in the comments. Spicy MM wrote, it kinda looks like alligator eyes. Are you anywhere near water? To which the uploader responded with, the nearest water is the bayou about 2 miles away. An Antique Barracuda 497 wrote, can you explain what you saw? It might have been an animal, but it's too grainy. And the uploader responded saying, it looks like the two eyes are way too far apart to be something like a cat or anything of similar size. And my wife said she saw it blinking. Our dog was freaking out about it. What do you think is going on here? Let me know in the comments. Number 12, Peekaboo. If you're haunting a hospital, you gotta keep residents on their toes.
And that's one thing I always am scared about. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that, you know, obviously hospitals, a lot of people die. Like, how many spirits are literally walking around in there? You know, ones that thought they were, you know, how the doctor says everything's going to be fine and yada, 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 and then they pass. And then they actually wake up and don't realize they're dead. And they just walk around trying to find the nurse, wondering why they're looking at their body and they're dead, you know? So, reminds me of that old Supernatural movie, not movie, actually a TV show, when Dean died and then the Reaper showed up. Actually, it was a girl that, because he knew he was going to die anyway, so the Reaper showed up and was basically showing him, you know, his life and everything like that. And was basically trying to take his soul and stuff like that. So, I'm sure there's a lot of, like, ghosts and ghouls and like, basically just people that died and didn't realize that, you know, they're dead. So they're just walking around in the hospitals. I'm sure there's a lot of stories about that on the webs about that.
Posted
a lot of
to the
deaths.
Ghosts subreddit by Board Guy Online. This Redditor captured a spirit playing peekaboo, emphasis on the latter. Board Guy is walking through the California hospital, turning to look down various hallways. At first all appears normal, but then he sees this. There's no hint of any defining features on the figure, even though you'd expect to see it completely in this well-lit hallway. This gives viewers a sense that it's not human. Instead, it's paranormal. The Redditor provides some context in the comments, writing, "Security guard there kept seeing things and wanted someone else to see because he thought he was losing his mind." According to the Redditor, this is why he was filming the walkthrough. And he has another video of a hospital door closing on him as he wanders through the ICU. He also mentions that the hospital wasn't quite abandoned, but rather short-staffed, with just 4 doctors and 1 security guard. Is this just one of those...
And that's the other thing that I don't understand. I'm a security guard. Why is there only 1 security guard at the hospital? I've noticed that crap. They have like 1, 2, or 3. Especially when it's like 1,000 floors and crap like that. It's like, don't you think you need more security than that in general?
those doctors? Or is it a shadow person, as some in the comments are suggesting? To me, this doesn't look like a living human. Number 11, the threat. Rule number 1 to exploring abandoned places: make sure no one lives there. Published by Han Kardashler in May of 2022, the crew enters a house that they assume is abandoned. When they hear a bang, they realize someone is here, and he's packing. Huddled in the dark, the crew watches the man pass by, and then head back down the hall into another room. They remain hidden as the man continues to look for them, but when one of them opens a creaking door, they're found.
Hell
They race
no.
out of the house and, from afar, can see the man searching for them out of an upper window. He sees them too. I think we can all agree that this dangerous venture was a little too close for comfort, so close that it'll make your jaw drop. Number 10, Alley Ghost. Stay clear of this alleyway at night. Published by Divya Ravi in November of 2018, this scary video shows a mysterious happening in an alley.
Story time. I remember one time when I was a kid, I was having a weird dream in my bed, right? And I don't know if I had a second power or whatever was going on, because you know when you're a kid, you see things compared to when adulthood or even teenager that you realize it's not true, or not, you know, you don't see that shit. Well, anyways, when I was a kid, I was having a dream, right? And I was laying there, and when I woke up, I looked to the right and I see this little girl in my house when I was living with my parents, and it was laughing at me, and it just literally just disappeared. And I was just like, did that ghost come into my head and come into my dream and basically fucked with me and then left? I mean, The supernatural world is crazy. You got some ghosts just like people. You have some people that are cool. You have some people that want to see the world burn, and fuck with people. And you have others that, like to mess with you in your dreams, man. Almost like Freddy Krueger.
Way in Kerala, India. In the footage, a resident is pulling his bicycle out of his driveway and entering the alley. As he does so, you can see two pale figures appear and then disappear at the end of the alley. He walks his bike out, and a figure appears again. It floats quickly back and forth before vanishing. Is this a bug or a video remnant? Or is this a ghost, as some in the comments believe? What's your theory? I just think this guy should be careful in this alleyway. Something nefarious seems to be afoot. Number 9. Pale-faced ghoul. This creepy image is making my skin crawl. The image, whose source is unknown, shows a terrifying...
He looked like he's about to take a crap.
featureless figure, dressed all in white, with nothing but a gaping mouth and empty eye sockets. The way it's creeping out of the darkness, crouched, its hands bent, all of it leaves me wondering if it's about to spring into action. The creature seems to be looking right at the cameraman, and is perhaps coming toward him, on the verge of defending its territory. In researching this nightmare, I wasn't able to find any context to this image. What do you think this thing is? And what's going on here? Is it simply pure uncut nightmare fuel? This is definitely something I'm going to see in my dreams. Number 8. In the attic. For some reason, attics are a spirit's favorite haunt, and this one is no exception. Published in October.
Note to self: never get one of those grandma chairs or a rocking chair, or a horse chair like I'm seeing. There's always those ghosts tends to always like to mess with those things.
October of 2015, Chris Cord explains, I kept hearing strange sounds coming from the attic of the old apartment building I'm currently at in Italy, and decided to set up a camera. What
I used to be scared of
was shocking.
I used to be scared of those amusement horses or whatever, the ones that go around, the merry-go-round, basically. Can't talk today. And I used to be scared of those horses turning around and getting me, because they just look scary.
The attic is full of random odds and ends, and the footage shows them coming to life. First is the chair in the background, next the tiny rocking horse, which at first just rocks, but then slides across the floor.
There's something here. I saw it.
I just don't know.
But the creepiest part is the shadow formation. What is in this attic? Probably not something you want to tamper with.
No.
Number 7, child ghost crying. While exploring the haunted Papa house, these ghost hunters hear something chilling. Published by Black Shadow in May of 2022. The crew is climbing the home's old broken stairs when they hear what sounds like a child crying. They seem to think it's coming from upstairs. That's not the only thing they capture on camera, though.
Whoa, check that out. Wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be standing there just waiting.
As they're approaching one of the buildings,
get the hell up out of there.
They spot this figure on an upper floor. Before they can make out what it disappears. Is this ghost attending to its crying child ghost? Or is the ghost itself fiending the cry to lure people in? Either one of those options are terrifying. Number 6, shadow figure. Is this truly the paranormal or a camera glitch? Posted to the Ghosts subreddit by KittyBean246. This Redditor's friend captured an interesting shadow figure on her Ring doorbell cam. The footage shows a shadow crossing the driveway. Midway, the shadow freezes. A second later, the motion-activated lights from the garage turn on,
like I said, cameras,
revealing that the figure has disappeared. Where did it go? Even if the camera glitched in that moment, there's no way that the figure made it somewhere out of view before the lights turned on. Some in the comments are saying this is one of the better videos they've seen in the subreddit. While most agree that it's creepy, Redditor people cry too much might have a rational explanation. He writes, someone jogged up to their yard, the motion light clicked on, the camera froze because it needed to fix its exposure setting, lagging it out, and by that time the person ran away. That may be the case, but others are skeptical, saying the figure completely disappears into the garage door. Some note that the faint whistling makes this even creepier. The Redditor who posted this video adds in the comments that she asked her friend if this could be a person. My friend showed me another video of people walking by, and it was a completely different form. This definitely wasn't a person.
Nope.
If truly not a person, what do you think
ghost.
this is? Something mysterious is definitely going on here, and I think there's a good chance it's paranormal. Number 5, Seance Gone Wrong. If you play around with dark rituals, you should expect some unwanted guests. Published.
And that's one thing I do not like is dolls. Dolls or clowns. Why the hell do people have to even have them? I remember in the olden times, obviously dolls, were invented and it was cool for little kids. But now they get possessed and they want to kill you. Reminds me of that damn Poltergeist movie. The old 1990 whatever Poltergeist movie, probably 80s or whatever. But that one clown scene on Poltergeist. Ugh, hate that shit.
By the Sarah and Lily channel.
I used to always hide those damn things in my
October of
room when I was a kid.
2018,
I
these
hated
girls
them.
did a seance and ended up letting in a demon. The girls have a creepy nightmare doll, which they take in what they call the devil's closet. They then sit down with a couple of porcelain dolls to start their seance. Holding hands over the doll, they ask the spirits inside the dolls to speak.
Oh my god, so creepy. To ask one of these dolls to say something. Oh my god. Shut up. Don't say anything.
They feel like one of the dolls is looking at them.
Exactly. Dolls always be looking at your ass.
Then one of the girls feels.
I think dolls are like a gateway to the afterlife. That's just my belief, because dolls are always the main ones that a ghost always attached to and does things. It's like the Annabelle thing.
Something touch her. Is one of these dolls possessed, or has the demon that was once contained now been released? Number 4, porch sighting. Submitted to the Chills Narrator subreddit by Shauna Marie 1031. This Redditor wrote, I recorded this on my home security camera not too long ago. I have no clue what this is, but at the end of my video, there's a white transparent shaped ball moving up and down the support pole on my back porch. Take a look please and tell me what you all think this is. Let's watch their submission and see what they're talking about. There was certainly some debate about this video in the comments. Charmed 1972 wrote, looks like a child that keeps looking down. What are the white strips that keep fluttering? Well, the Triple B wrote, it's a bug close up on your camera. Which side are you on here? Let me know in the comments. Number 3, welcome to Mars. Is there life on Mars? This curious image, taken by masked camera, on board NASA's Mars rover Curiosity, seems to sit.
And that's one thing that I just don't understand. You cannot tell me that we're the only people on Earth. I mean, come on, man. You're telling me that this Earth is the only one that has life. There's obviously aliens and beings and other things in the other areas in Earth, but also I believe they're underground as well, like I said, in the ocean.
Suggests there might be. The image, captured at nearly 8 in the morning UTC on July 5th, 2022, shows a rocky hillside with what appears to be a doorway carved into it. Could this mysterious doorway lead to a Martian shelter? That's what many Twitter users thought when a tweet of the image went viral, but Live Science quotes Mars geologist Neil Hodgson as saying it looks like natural erosion to him. Experts weigh in, saying the so-called doorway is a shallow opening made of rock layers, leaving varied silt beds and harder sandy belts that project. They theorize that a large boulder has fallen out to create the door-like cave, and fractures in 2 directions have given it the open box look. While it may not be a Martian dwelling, as most of us would like to believe, I still kind of want to spend the night there. I wonder if the Martians have it on Airbnb. Number 2,
Yeah.
Demon House. Here's some advice. Never make a pact with the devil. Published to Realize Alterna in May of 2022 and originally published by YouTuber Tim Morozov. This is what happened when the paranormal investigator did just that. Over the course of the video,
Listen to me, America. Do not ever, ever, ever do a seance for a freaking ghost or a Ouija. That always brings bad juju, makes the ghost actually come back even stronger. And if you do the Ouija board, make sure and tell it to leave before you close it. I've seen people in my life that get haunted because they forgot to put the Ouija board up and actually told the ghost to leave. So the ghost is pretty much stuck in this world because they're not supposed to be here. But do not do that. Leave the freaking ghosts alone, dude. Because when you do that, the ghost comes back to you and it's going to haunt you more because it's happy that you're actually paying attention to it. Because all a ghost is doing is trying to mess with you or get you the hell out their house. Because obviously either died or they got raped or some crazy crap like that. But please do not do a Ouija board. That's a no-no. Hence, watch Paranormal Activity movie.
Tim's interactions with the demon grow even more aggressive. After telling the demon not to blow the candles out, the demon responds,
Ты все равно все свечи не потушишь. Ты находишься в кругу, и я тебя не выпущу.
He flees from the house, as any sane person might. There's only one question left though. Did the demon follow?
Ты все равно все свечи не потушишь. Ты находишься в кругу, и я тебя не выпущу.
Whoa,
I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because I upload 4 new scary videos every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1, hide and seek. There's nowhere to hide in this game with the devil. Clipped by Factiz
Looks like
and
Paranormal
originally
Activity
published
kind of
by
crap.
YouTuber Adventure Allah. The paranormal investigator is wandering through an abandoned building, trying to find things, and at the same time not be found. In an empty room, this happens. Then, through an open window, a figure dressed in black is seen. Is it a jinn? He swings the door open.
That's
to
probably
find
somebody
nothing
outside,
behind
though.
it. The figure in black has also vanished, but it's not done playing. When he runs outside, it does this. Game over.
إذا أنتم موجودين يا أخوان أعطوني أي إشارة وأنا بطلع من الحين.
I guess you didn't read the title when you chose to watch this video. Either that or you're really
Alright, let me take a quick little nap and a little relaxing. Sorry about that. Like I said, this is my first time doing the web, YouTube and stuff like that. I haven't really figured out how to make it be full screen and then my head on the left hand side. I'm still trying to figure out. It's my first time. But just like playing games, I like watching YouTubes and things like that. So please like and subscribe to my channel and follow. I'm trying to get to 50 subs. And have a good rest of your day. Probably later on today I'll actually get back on and watch the trial for Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. That obviously is the conversation these days. So anyways, have a good rest of your day.